how did we do this? All right, last time we played,
It's crazy.
Devan was informed that he needed to escape the City of Souls because one of the main villains of the campaign, Tratus, apparently was aware of his and Maddie's presence in the City of Souls. Devan was told by Thena and some of her colleagues about this. I did not write a recap, so I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. I apologize. Elsewhere in the galaxy, Erebus, Cock, Brock, and Jamal arrived back at the Bronze Phoenix after some interesting personal discussions and discoveries on board the shuttle that they were traveling on. You all successfully negotiated a deal with the mutineers to get control of your ship once again, and in return, Jade and Anastasia got to leave on said shuttle to head back to their home planet Elfir, where they will potentially, allegedly, inform the Ring intelligence about all the important things that you guys have seen and encountered on your journey so far. And now, the crew of the Bronze Phoenix will begin their trek back to Iva the Crone. She told them to meet her at her headquarters on a space rock near the settlement of Big Toe. Iva is in possession of the Azure Star, an item holding elder clerics within it, powerful enough to revive fallen comrades, i.e. Devan and Maddie. And that is where we will begin today. You are all traveling through astral space. You find yourselves basically probably not that far away from when you, the area of space when you left the Starforge a few days ago, because you had to go all the way back to where the ship had made its way to. And the trip back to Big Toe will probably be about maybe 2.5 days, maybe even more, because you have Erebus who can pilot, but he isn't trained to be an expert pilot, so he's going to need to take breaks for like sleep, food, water. He can't just take a bunch of energy drinks and pilot through the night. He will get exhaustion points and will potentially die.
I'm a cat. We don't need sleep.
Also, you do not have an engineer, so any damage taken in combat or whatever is essentially unrepairable. As well, since Erebus is now the pilot, you don't have a captain, so morale will likely take a hit again if someone doesn't keep up with the crew. And last but not least,
both the captain and the pilot?
You cannot do
and the
both
chef?
roles, no. You don't have a cook either, yes, so your crew may starve before you even revive the ones who are already dead. But on the bright side, you have your ship back, and you know that the Azure Star is under protection of a pirate that you trust, I think. So, those are the positives, really. And there are plenty of things that you can discuss with the crew as well, because you also need to make a plan of what you want to do once your allies are revived, because there's a bunch of different places you could go / need to go, i.e. Vegrok, Elfir, the Anno Fleet, and eventually dealing with the Sea Gorilla. What would you like to say?
Can I both pilot and be the chef, or is it like you only can be one?
No, your role will become ineffective if you're not the full-time thing.
Bring the stove up to the cockpit.
You're flipping burgers while
Could I like do a bunch of prepared food when I first wake up in the morning and then go pilot for the rest of the day and people can just eat that? It won't be good, but it'll be sustenance.
I mean, you guys have rations.
We wouldn't fly as fast. And we do have food.
Yeah, so you basically have think about it like a road trip. You got like you could fly for 12 hours if you want to, but then you're going to need a long break. You probably want to, spread it out and not do as much. So you in your breaks,
tons of trail mix.
In your breaks, you can eat some stale mix, yeah.
With the stale mix.
Where is the link for the ship? I just want to take a look at that stuff.
Throughout the 2.5 days it takes to get back, Jamal is just guarding his 37 daily rations with his life and just paranoid as all hell. You can't take it, it's mine!
Because he still thinks he's going to be able to he still thinks Jamal's gonna agree to leave us.
Kak is pretending to be a wolf girl outside Jamal's room, hopping back and forth trying to get the food.
Awooga, awooga, awooga.
But yeah, you guys can discuss as a party how you want to deal with the missing roles and what you want to do while you're traveling. I assume you want to do that in the cockpit so Erebus can pilot.
Slam into a rock mid-conversation and die.
You're mid.
Fuck you.
Sorry. But yeah, I'll leave it to you guys.
So how's everyone
In the
doing?
background.
Aside from Devan's corpse, yep.
Oh, my leg.
Aside from Jamal, who won't let me have any of his food.
Fuck you. I don't trust any of you cocksuckers. I'm going back to my room.
Oh wait, he's not guarding his food right now. I sprint over past Jamal.
Alright, so
Roll a d20 to see if you fall down the stairs in embarrassing fashion.
I was just thinking we could try
I
to
won't fall down.
fill out a few more of these roles. So Andrew is the owner. Is that like a full-time role, or can he also be something else as well?
No, I can be something else. I just manage the funds when we're not actively flying.
Yeah.
Alright, do you want to be captain then, Andrew?
Sure, I can be captain.
Or should we rather have you be engineer?
I did have some engineering training. If we can't find someone else to be temp engineer or main engineer.
Leonard, is that the person who invented the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Should we try to see if he will be engineer?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Or
We'd
even
like
captain.
to try to find Leonard. Yes, or while I pilot, people would like to try to find Leonard.
Yeah, I'll look around the ship in the slave cage and such.
Alright. You want to do that right now or after you're done talking?
After
when we're done.
Yes. Cal also is no longer on the ship. He went with the people.
True.
Also, I got a 17 for falling down the stairs comically.
Alright, you're about to fall and then you stop yourself.
I know we tried this before. Timberly is like good with potions. Does that skill with that type of chemistry alleviate him being a decent cook?
He can be a temporary cook, but if he's long term, it will affect the crew score.
Gotcha.
The same with Cock being the engineer will affect the ship over time. I.e.,
Is
if
it?
the engine explodes, he's going to be looking at it like, oh, yeah, I can't do anything about that.
Would him being a temp
The engine's not here
chef
anymore.
be better or worse than us just not having one?
Probably,
I mean,
we can just eat the stale mix until we get to like a planet or somewhere.
yeah, you guys
Higher
have
chef.
rations. You have 20 rations in your kitchen.
And
have a ton of
ingredients for
stuff.
150.
300 meat sticks as well. 300
Oh.
roasted locusts. And
Ingredients.
ingredients for sandwiches, which you would need a cook to... Technically, you don't need a cook to make, but it would be better if you had a cook.
Next, you're gonna say we have green eggs and ham.
I got a roasted dildo in here. What the fuck?
So let's have Cock be captain, unless there's requirements for that. Is it just being proficient in persuasion or something?
Let's see. Captain.
I just tell everyone to stop acting like a little bitch, and they're like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry."
Yeah, I mean, the higher your charisma score is, the better, but it doesn't truly matter.
You know damn well I can riz up the entire crew.
Alright, so
yeah.
try to get Leonard to agree to be in charge of the engine and Cock to be captain, and then not have a cook.
Acting.
I would offer
Right.
Jamal a position, but I sort of feel like he's not going to accept.
Seems like
I
Jamal's a little...
Preoccupied
Come on,
with trying to stop
fuckers.
me from stealing his food.
Brack has spent his entire life in a coliseum fighting with many different weapons. Could he potentially be our weapons specialist?
No, because that's... No, you need someone who's proficient in
He'll
the sort
rip
of
the
turn
gun
you
off
have.
the side of the ship and start beating the shit out of people.
So he would need to be proficient in... What would someone need to be proficient in for that?
Like ship ship weaponry, like turrets and stuff.
Is that like a proficiency someone can have?
Yeah, I mean, if you go
Like-
to like the Ring Fleet or something, you could find somebody.
Would my proficiency in vehicles space give me proficiency in our guns too?
No, this is like something specifically you'd have to train to do.
Gotcha.
Like if you Maddie Winters was a weapon specialist, so like if one of you at the start of the campaign had wanted to be one of those, you could have been. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around how you suddenly became a good pilot, so I'm not gonna like go into like amazing detail about this kind of stuff, but we're just gonna roll with it.
You were like, I did not expect him to find there's a feat. That just let him add proficiency in piloting.
Right. Typically, I don't really know how people typically do feats like roleplay wise, but I'm just not gonna think about it right now.
So try to get Leonard as engineer. That's our last main plan.
So Timbley Bibbs is your temporary cook.
Yes. And possibly Leonard as our engineer.
Possibly Leonard. Alright, if you can find him.
Alright. Besides that, do we have any plans on what we want to do after we get Devan back in the Blue Lagoon? Azure
My
Star.
main thing is that, well, yes, the Azure Star, good first thing. And then Timbley's mom is dying of cancer, or AIDS, or both.
On Elfir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Reinhardt would also mention that there are a few crew members, including the ones that just left, that have, interest in heading back to Elfir. But, there's also your family problems on Vegarok.
Yeah, I also have some family issues
The
going on Vegarok.
the Minotaur thing that you have to deal with. Also, well, I'll just say this as the DM. I don't know if he remembers, but Cock has a friend on Elfir from the church that he wanted to talk to.
Yes, I do.
And then
Getting some fucking beds!
So we hit up Elfir because that's where we think the gorilla is headed towards anyway. And then we hit Vegarok, and then we go towards the Anno fleet to try to recruit them.
yeah, because
and Reinhardt's trying to track down his evil captain admiral guy.
true,
Evidence against him,
which would
Shit.
most likely happen on Elfir. But who knows? Maybe Brock wants to go back to Megru at some point.
Oh,
Yeah,
go back to
go.
the fight. It's
Maybe
Get
I'll want to
revenge on your slavers.
water them all.
Yeah.
become the slaver.
That sounds like you guys plan on
Become the most wanted man in the world.
at least for now.
Yes, unless something comes up between now and the revival of our good friend Devan.
Mainly the reason I ask this is just like sort of a hint to me. What do you think I should prepare for like the next leg of this campaign?
And
Where do you most
Elfir.
likely expect to go? Elfir?
Elfir, unless something drastic comes up.
Yeah.
Unless you make something happen that makes us not go to Elfir.
Right. We'll see how this
Elfir.
session plays out first before I make any decisions. All right, cool. All right.
Alright, I will continue to pilot if you can possibly recruit Leonard Latour.
Let's sprint
Talk.
out of the room.
Reinhardt, keep doing what you're doing, commanding the men, making sure... What does the commander do?
I actually do fall down the stairs this time.
The commander issues orders.
Keep commanding.
Basically,
Seems very similar to a captain.
the commander is the overall leader. The captain is the one who's more personally, he's more personal with the
Making out with the crew.
crew. Right, exactly.
Tongue in the bum.
A lot of PDA. Captain.
Jamal, if you're at this meeting,
Sounds like
hi.
Sounds like Jamal's back in his room. Jamal's in his room and Brawl's also in there trying to figure out why Jamal is so upset.
Would what was his face? Alduin Cheros. Would Cheros fit well into any role?
I fucking forgot Cheros is here too.
Yeah, my roommate.
Let me check Cheros' stats real quick. Also, I forgot that this is Jacob. No, I didn't. All right. Turns out Cheros is like the perfect engineer.
I mean, I doubt it.
But he picks a mean souffle.
I mean, he is named after a dessert, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's like, that's not my name.
They're not my
Yum,
game.
Yum, yum.
Also, I picked up some great armor last time. I attuned to it. The living armor. Oh, if I ever take a long rest now, I have to sacrifice
Oh my
stuff to my
God.
food to them.
You know
What is he
what?
good at?
If
When, well, he's not in that room right now. I'll just say that. So you can't ask him.
And someone asked Churros if he would be good at any roles on the ship.
All right, who's doing that? I love this because
Leon.
it's forcing the other players to play because you have to pilot.
Brack.
Except for Jamal, who's in his room. Okay, if you're
Jamal.
talking, Jacob, it's really difficult to hear you.
There is a washer and a dryer going on in the background. So
Okay, that's
I don't know
better.
if
It
you
sounds
can hear
better.
that.
is he playing in the laundry room?
No, I live in the basement with the laundry room.
Ooh.
The laundry
Fun.
room.
Just
the
like
laundry room.
Except I live in a closet, not a laundry room.
They actually built me walls down here
So
I could
Brack,
be alone.
are you going
Yes.
to go talk to Churros about if he could fill any role on the ship?
Sure.
Thank you, my good man. I will continue to make sure we fly safely as I slowly push the throttle to pass max speed.
Sick.
All right. Before we do those things, Jamal, is there anything in particular that you'd be getting up to, or saying to Brawl or anything?
You said that Brawl was kind of wondering why I was acting this way, right?
Yeah.
Then could I kind of just explain the situation to Brawl and kind of why we shouldn't really trust the rest of the crew as much anymore, given what sort of new information, I guess you could say, Jamal has learned.
What, you're upset we sold our souls to demons? Some of us, not all of us.
No, I'm not. Jamal is.
You know I'm not, William. I'm the one who made the deal.
Okay, so you spend an hour or two trying to very slowly explain to Brawl because he doesn't really follow all of it, but
Jamal's learned to be patient with Brawl over time.
yes, yeah, you guys have essentially grown up together, so you know him very well, and yeah, eventually he gets the idea that maybe what was once a bond between this crew is not as strong as he may have thought. But
I feel like it's stronger between the rest of us.
yeah.
Tell me about the rabbits, Jamal.
Turn around, Brawl. Just look at
Just-
the flowers.
Sit on that log there, and I'll tell you all about it.
Smell the flowers, baby girl. All right.
Huh?
Remember when we just straight up kidnapped a bounty hunter and then killed him?
You didn't mean to kill him.
We know that was hot.
Yeah.
Tried to escape.
Yeah. He shouldn't have pooped his pants and been racist.
No fault he became played up.
Okay. All right, Cock. Give me a investigation roll as you look for the gnome.
19. Do I know where the gnome is?
Jesus Christ, that should not have made me laugh.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm not Mr. Comedy, calm down.
Relax your tits, all right.
I'm the calamity that is your memories.
All right, where would be the first place you look?
The slave cage.
All right, so you climb down the ladder into the cargo hold, and the sort of broken light at the back of the ship that still has yet to be fixed. You don't know if the circuitry is broken or if you just need to replace the light bulb. You do not know. But you look in the back towards where the slave cage is, and you can see Maddie and Devan's bodies still lying in there, decomposing. Maddie's head
Hey guys,
squished
how's it going?
like a grape, but you don't see Latour in here.
I fist bump Devan, and then I leave.
You walk all the way over to the corpses, fist bump one of them, and then walk back towards the ladder.
Exactly.
All right, as you're walking back towards the ladder, you hear like a oh bloody hell, like from one of the boxes on the other side from where the slave cage is. And as you sort of like look over in the darkness, just barely you see a small little gnome or halfling, you're not 100% sure, bumbling around, grabbing things.
Alright, I'll get on all fours and start crawling over to him.
Oh my god. Alright, you start crawling over. And you can see he's like looking through some of the boxes, grabbing like a few blankets and stuff that have just been left down here. And he's got like some of the ammo, like the spare ammo, like wrapped in the blankets. 20 of these.
Hey, buddy.
Hello?
Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, well, there's a few things from the kitchen I require, but I should be alright. I have legs, I can move myself. You have a few more legs than I do, though, I see.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Oh. What? Sorry,
don't worry about
I got scared. I thought you said the magic word for a second.
No, I would never.
We'd be safe, but the rest of the crew would not be. They'd all be dead, like those over there.
That would be bad for them.
Yes, less
have a-
body parts, though. They'd be floating in space. They'd be hard to get.
Yes,
Yes,
I've
we-
witnessed that before. of
Somehow,
course.
had some sort of contraption that would allow us to breathe in space, but
That'd be crazy.
that'd be time to make one of those eventually. I have
Yes.
nothing but time now.
Yes.
Anyway,
love
I must be on
time.
my way.
Oh, wait, no. No, before you go.
What is that? You're still speaking to me.
Before you go,
Nothing but time.
nothing but time. Butt time. I love butt time. Your butt looks magnificent, by the way. How are
There you
you
go.
with the engines of the ship? Would you say you're knowledgeable on this ship that you built?
I don't spend butt time with the engines, if that's what you're asking.
But could you spend butt time with the engines?
What a question. I don't know what you're asking me, strange creature. You have to be more specific.
We are in need of a butt-engineer, as it were.
At this
Either
point, he gets
temporary or
really
permanent.
close to you and puts his eye like right up against your face. Like he couldn't see you for a second.
I kiss him on the forehead.
Oh my.
That's more where that came from. A butt-engineer, either permanent or not permanent, if you have other things you'd like to get up to. But nobody on the ship really knows how to deal with the engines, and well, we figured that you might.
Where are we headed to next?
Right now, we're going to pirate land to revive the corpses that are currently rotting in the slave cage. Maybe pick up a slave, and then Elfir.
Have slaves become illegal again? Or legal, sorry.
That doesn't matter.
Right. I was wondering. He points over towards the, Wait, I can't remember if you put it in the cargo hold or not. Where's the android that you got? Is it in the cargo
It's
hold?
currently in the cargo hold, yeah.
Okay, he points over towards it. Are you using that?
Currently, no. If you would like to diddle around with it, you are more than welcome to.
Yes, I had some plans with the memory core. Perhaps I could access it using the ship's terminal, but I don't know. You wish me to spend times in the engines? It's not really my forte. I could do it, but I've got more important things to think about. I'm sorry, friend.
Not even in exchange for the android?
I am intrigued by it. However, if I were to use the android, I'd wish to use it in more of a technical sense. I want to combine it with the ship that you are ownership of, if that is all right.
Of course. In exchange for you manning the engines up until...
You're
That sounds good to
agreeing
me.
to this dude installing a AI robot into the ship?
Hey, he made the ship.
Perhaps.
Fair.
Well, how
And
long
then
until
once
we
we-
reach our destination?
I would have to go ask the current pilot about that. Last I heard, a couple days, at least to pirate land, and then off to Elfir, and then we could probably find someone who doesn't want to dick around with our android, and that would free up the infinity time for you to have butt time. Somewhere other than in the engine room.
Well, I may require an assistant, but I could do this for exchange of the red creature.
That could be arranged.
Even like right up against your face, he puts his hand out for you to shake. You've had this entire conversation, like, basically kissing.
I lean down one of my severed arms to shake his hand.
He thinks it's one of your arms and shakes it.
It falls off before he notices I try sticking it back in the
Good. Well, I get to it then. Perhaps you can help me with some of the more physical labor.
Of course, I will be around if you need me.
All right. He walks over towards the android and begins basically putting both of his legs up on its shoulders and trying to rip its head off. All right. That happens. Brock, you want to give me an investigation roll for old Cheros?
Yes.
At some point, somebody should probably tell Timbley that he's the cook. All right. What'd you get?
G.
You gotta get a lot closer to your mic, bro.
I think it's in my ears.
Okay, well, it's very quiet.
Piloting it.
Did you say 15?
Yes.
All right, 15. Where do you want to look for him? We're on the ship.
Everywhere.
You want to look in his room? Well, I guess he shares a room with you, so you just check your room.
Yeah.
All right, you go down, check your room. It is empty. You can hear Jamal and Brawl talking in the room next door.
I will go to the kitchen.
All right, you head down the hallway into the kitchen. You see Drudgy sat at the table eating some of the stale mix. She looks at you. Why are you staring at me?
I'm looking for Cheros.
Oh, I think he's in the engineer room.
Thank you.
Yeah. You slowly turn. Your shoulders are so wide that you're like the size of the hallway, and you start walking down, I assume, towards the engineer room? The engineering, I assume. Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, you head towards
Damn
engineering.
it! I don't understand this shit, bro.
Once you talk a lot, it starts getting louder, but I think when you're quiet for a long time, it assumes that you don't want to talk ever. It's weird.
It forgets it's a mic.
Yeah.
Whenever I play games with people.
Alright, you walk through the airlock into the engineering area, or past the airlock, I should say. The airlock's not open. And you can see the orange-scaled dragonborn, who's taken off his main, like, overcoat and is now just in, like, this brown sort of leathery tank top thing, and he's staring at the engines and looking around.
Walk up to Cheros and I say, Cheros, friend, it's good to see you.
Yes, of course. We saw each other earlier, but it is good to see you now.
I heard from the bigwigs upstairs. They would like to know if you have any special attributes that could contribute to the ship.
Well, of course. I am a brave hero, a brave warrior. I can fight many things, and quite frankly, I could even take you, my friend.
Oh, I would like to see that sometime.
Yes, of course.
I would find it fun.
Yes, of course you would. You can hear the way you speak in your sleep. You are quite a violent one, despite your loving personality.
Yeah, like thousands of people.
Yes. Well, perhaps you can let the bigwigs, as you say, know that I may spend some time in here for a while and see if there's anything I can figure out about this ship. I have, spent quite a lot of my life on board ships despite my ability to survive in space, and maybe I can figure out a few things.
So we now have two engineers.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be very pleased to hear that.
Yes. You have to forgive me, friend. I can barely hear you over the sound of the engine.
Yes, it's very loud.
Yes, it is. Yes, well, hug?
Big hug.
Yes, big hug. The two creatures embrace each other. All right, run along now.
Yes.
All right, Brock walks out of the engineering area. All right, what would you guys like to do?
I will head towards Erebus.
All right, you head back up the stairs.
Pilot friend.
Ah, Brock. Did you find Cheros?
I did. He is currently in the engine room.
Ah,
He's learning things. He has knowledge of ships. A lot of knowledge.
So he's sort of agreed to run as our ship's engineer.
In a sense, yes.
That is good. I wasn't sure if Cock would be able to convince Leonard Latour to go ahead and take the job. If you could find Cock and inform him that Cheros has filled the engineer role, that would be lovely, Brock.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, my friend. And I turn up the music a little bit that I'm listening to as we fly.
What genre of music is it?
Freebird. It's the Meow Mix theme.
No, it's
He's listening
Neon
to
Cat.
Green Day.
You know that fucking video from like 10 years ago that was very annoying. It was just like meow meow meow.
Yeah.
Nyan Cat.
Yeah, it's just that on repeat.
Oh my god.
I actually understand what's being said.
Yeah, you speak the language. It's actually a really harrowing tale.
Yeah, it's a great epic ballad.
Yeah. Brock, you go looking for Cock. Brack, you go looking for Cock.
Yes.
Alright, give me an investigation roll.
Nat 1.
Okay.
Am I?
You start looking around the ship. Cock, what would you do after you talked to Leonard?
I probably would have gone to the kitchen or food area. Boom.
Alright, so there's this comedic moment where Cock sees Brock like in the hallway looking around, but he doesn't think anything of it, so he just walks past him as he's turned around and heads into the kitchen, and then Brock goes the other direction looking for Cock.
Perfect.
Alright, you head into the kitchen. You can see Drigi eating away at some stale mix. Oh no.
Well, how's the stale mix?
Well, I'm gonna need some water after this, but it's definitely tasty.
Have you tried some of this hand salt?
Is that just salt on your hand?
Oh. Oh, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound nearly as that. Yeah, yes.
Oh, no, I haven't.
tastes great.
I probably won't,
should.
but
Oh, you should. It tastes wonderful.
yeah. So that whole Jade thing was pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah. I am happy that you didn't abandon me. That's great. Good job. Very bodyguard of you.
Yeah, I haven't been very good at that either.
I mean, if we figure out how to control your anger, we can go ooga booga on anyone who tries to kill me.
True, that would help a whole lot, but I think I'm gonna even try to, be better at my job even more going forward, despite the circumstances. So next time you go traveling to a planet, I'd like to be by your side. If you'd
Well, considering
allow me.
we'll be going to an anomaly outpost on Alfir, you don't have a choice. You're coming along.
Perfect. Well, I'll be here eating my stale mix.
I dropped some hand salt next to her on the table.
When she eats the stale mix, it sounds like she's eating nails. It's so dry.
Without any milk. I take some stale mix in exchange for the hand salt.
Okay. The trade is accepted.
I
Meanwhile,
also then sprint out,
you sprint out to...
probably back to my room.
Okay. You sprint into your room where Timbly Bibbs is in there, working on something. Meanwhile, Brock is in the engineer room. He walks back in, sees Cheros. Cheros notices him. They don't say anything because it's too loud, and then he walks out. Where else would you look for Cock, Brock? Brack?
In his room.
Alright, you walk back down the hallway through the kitchen into his room. You don't even look at Drigi. She rolls her eyes. You can see now, Cock, what would you be doing in your room? Since there's no furniture.
I'd be like pretending that there's a bed and trying to lie down in the bed, but it's not working because it's just a floor.
Okay, you see him lying on the floor?
Cock! My good friend, it's good to see you.
Oh, hello. How are you?
So, I talked to Chores, and he Sure ass. And he has agreed to be our engineer.
Oh, wonderful! Because I talked to the French-sounding guy, and he also said he'd be the engineer, but the temporary engineer. So if Choras is a better engineer, then even better.
Well, now isn't this interesting, having two engineers when we didn't have a single one?
Yes, that's very, very math of us.
Well, it's a very good day then.
Yes, come here, give me a hug.
Yes! Big hug!
Deja vu.
Kimball's just like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck?
Kimberly, get in here.
All right.
Come, big hug.
He runs over. Some Disney music starts playing.
It's a wonderful day for pie. Oop, wrong song.
It's a wonderful day.
Smack the boombox.
All right, you guys have your beautiful friendship moment.
I'll go inform Leonard as well that he doesn't need to be down in the boiler room 24/7.
And I will inform Erebus that I told you.
Fantastic.
Yes.
He's so
Keep up
happy
the
to
great
be
work.
used.
Hey, yo.
All right. All right, so you both walk down the hallway. Cock, you can see in the engineer room, Leonard and Cheras have begun talking. Leonard is holding the head of the android. It's like half his body, basically. Yes, well, perhaps you can help me move some of these things around, strange creature. Sure, if you don't call me strange creature, I'd be happy to do that. Well, you are strange, are you not? Well, if we're going purely based off how we talk, I would say you're the strange one. Well, I'm not the one going around saying that I'm this hero that's gonna save everybody, but, to each their own, I guess. Oh, okay, so you do actually pay attention to the things we say. Is basically what you hear.
Howdy.
Ah, yes. Second strange creature approaches. Does he do that every time?
Yes. You know, being different is bad and all that. I mean, being different is strange.
Alright.
But yes, I see you two got acquainted. Leonard, so long as strange creature number 1 knows the basics of the engines, you are free to dick around with the android as you please.
Perfect. I will make this ship far more efficient.
Good. Yes.
And if this machine man does not bow to my whim, I will destroy him.
Okay, just tell me first if you're gonna do that, because we went through a lot of stuff to get that machine man.
Give me an insight roll.
Ooh, 19.
19, okay, so you read two things. One, when he says that, Cheros definitely looks at him like, this guy's... He doesn't look at him like he's taking him seriously, like, oh, this guy's such a goofball. With Leonard, him saying that was, like, the first truly, like, weirdly devious thing he said. Like, usually he's just, like, this, like, weird old man. But that was, like, weirdly evil, the way he said it. And you don't think he was joking. Alright, what would you like to do with that information? Just leave.
I'll mentally say to Cheros, that was kind of sussy, and then leave.
You hear back sussy baka, and then you walk out.
He knows what's up.
He knows the code. Alright. Brack heads back up to the cockpit where Erebus is.
Walk in and say, well, boss, so I just learned from Cork that he was able to convince Leonard to be our part-time engineer. So now we have 2 engineers, so yeah.
Well, perfect. I guess if one of them is taking a break in a firefight, the other one will be able to do the work.
I agree. It's great.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just put whichever one is the more permanent engineer out on the roster sheet. Let's just put Cock. Not Cock.
Yep, I'm the engineer.
On the roster sheet. And then... Yeah, I mean, I'll keep piloting. Do you want to join me up here? And we can experience space together? go ahead. If you want to go talk to the rest of the crew, go ahead. I sort of have to sit right here for the next 48 hours.
I'll spend some time with you, friend.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So all of those shenanigans probably took about an hour or so of the travel, but you guys continue on traveling through. The stars in this area weirdly become more dense, and like some of them become like flattened, sort of thick lines almost as you're traveling through. Like the speed you're going at is distorting the images around you, and you're beginning to see, now that you're heading back into pirate space, you're beginning to see more ships around, and not just ships, smaller sort of planetary, like not planets, buildings out in space, stations, that sort of thing. You think one of them is like some elf hotel that you pass by, but it's so far in the distance nobody could communicate with you from it. But yeah, you're beginning to see these strange things. You can also see the asteroid field in the distance, but you're heading away from it at this point.
Huzzah!
Magic powers.
How would you guys spend day one of the travel?
Flying the ship.
Sitting
Time
next to
for
the
our
man
driving
flying the ship.
lessons. Draconic lessons in the kitchen.
All right, so
Simply
Drudgy,
burns all the food.
Drudgy and Timbley. Timbley still hasn't been told he's the cook, by the way. So,
I would have told him, but I wasn't in the room when we said that.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, we're eating stale mix and hand salt.
All right, so you guys are eating snacks. After Jamal's done talking with Brawl, what would they get up to?
I feel like they would just kind of hunker down in their room, to be honest. Maybe kind of do some exercises and whatnot, and sexual. Sorry.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
but really just trying not to associate with the rest of the crew, because even though it's really the main two that have exposed themselves as demon dealers.
In my penis recently.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. That's why your name is what you do. Boom, got you. Jamal essentially trusts nobody, because if you trust people who work with demons, you shouldn't be trusted either.
Yeah, and even if you and Brawl have cooled off a little bit, it's still kind of awkward seeing people. Like, everyone except for like Drudgy and Cheros doesn't really know what's going on between you guys. But yeah, it's
Didn't we have a huge meeting with everyone?
Don't trust the ops.
I don't know if you had a huge meeting, but your discussion with Jamal happened while you were still on the shuttle, which is the four of you. So that's the main people that are at odds with you.
Where I remember we talked to them. It was like a big conversation.
I thought we talked to everyone after we got back on the Bronze Phoenix and everyone left.
Yeah, but we didn't tell them that Jamal is pissed at us for doing shit with demons.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So that's basically the first day. Nothing bad happens, basically. At the end of the first sort of 10 hours or so of you piloting Erebus, you begin to see ships you haven't seen before. Maybe you've seen them a long time ago traveling through areas like this. They're basically like hourglass-shaped ships that have turrets, not like weaponry turrets, but like mining turrets on the thicker edges of their ship, and you can see them near large space rocks and firing lasers at them, and the laser will like explode the rock, and then these mining turrets will just suck up the debris as they fly past them. And you assume that these are floaters that have, very much upgraded their equipment. Probably are from Big Toe, but they're farther out in this area. And you fly past them. But, you're getting to the end of your wits. You need rest. You don't take rest, you die.
Oh.
You talking to me? Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pilot.
It's really setting in.
He's dead. He died. He actually died in real life from exhaustion.
I guess
Falls
I
out of
put
his
it on autopilot. Do we have one?
You do have autopilot, however, you probably want someone up here to pay attention to it. And also, it's risky because, like, you know,
I was gonna put it on and then fall asleep immediately in my chair.
right, and that's the risk, right? Because you need rest, and if something were to happen, you had to wake up, it would stop your rest.
Also, if I fall asleep and take a rest, I will have to feed my piece of armor blood. So.
There you go. That's an interesting quirk.
Yeah.
So quirky. Oh my god.
Does anyone want to watch while I sleep?
You could just
I
ask.
loves watching people
Standing
sleep.
right there.
Yeah, but I assume everyone needs sleep right now, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Who doesn't need sleep right now?
probably everyone could use sleep. I don't know. You guys haven't really, like, split up your sleep schedules to have any sort of overlap or anything like that.
Fuck it. If something happens, I'll have to get up anyway, so I might as well sleep in the chair while autopilot's on.
Okay.
Reinhardt can do it. He's been sleeping this entire time, right, guys?
You want
I have no idea where they do this.
You want Reinhardt to?
If he doesn't mind, Reinhardt, could you watch the ship autopilot while I sleep?
He will agree to do that if that's what you wish.
Indeed.
He brings some of Timberly's energy potions with him because those worked last time.
I go and pass out on my bed.
All right, is everyone going to sleep? Everyone taking a
Wow.
rest?
Wow.
What'd you say, Jacob?
Sure.
He's a very angry New York man screaming at me.
I'm
Um,
looking here.
This is funny.
You may sure.
Yes.
All right. Is Jamal also taking a nap?
Yeah, Brawl and Jamal, though, are going to sleep in rotation to make sure the rations are protected at all costs.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Before he goes to sleep, Cock is gonna shake the door angrily.
Alright. And you all head for sleep. Alright, someone roll a d4 for me.
23.
That seems wrong.
It's what I got, man. On my
I can't
four-sided
explain
dice, it has a 20, a 21, a 22, a 23, and a 24. 4. Are we taking a long rest?
Yes, you guys may take a long rest.
Alright. So what's fun with my armor is its symbiotic nature. The armor requires flesh blood to feed it. Immediately after you finish any long rest, you must either feed half of your remaining hit dice to the armor round up, or take 1 level of exhaustion. You sold me some demonic shit, Dylan.
Just so turned on by demons, I can't help it.
I love demons.
Short rest. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. That's half. So I've now used half my hit dice. If I can get it to like permanently. Whatever. They've now been taken until I take a long rest. I've fed half my hit dice. So I did that.
Alright, you all begin to wake up, and this time you still hear the ship engines going, so you know the ship's at least still moving.
I go and start piloting again.
Alright, you wake up, you head outside your room as fast as possible, still all your gear on, of course. You probably
Never sleep
look like
without it.
shit, but you still have all your stuff on.
Also, I believe another part of my armor is I cannot voluntarily take my armor off anymore.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Alright, yeah, so you just sleep with the armor on. His lion's mane is like all messed up because he doesn't have any time to comb it. He heads back up. And as you walk back up the stairs, you begin to hear snoring from up in the cockpit as you see Reinhardt in this pilot's chair.
Are we still on course and everything good? I checked the scans and the log and I check everything.
The ship's still moving, so you're still moving in the direction that you set it to head, so you're moving in the right way. There is a bit of a warning on the scanner of, you've entered pirate space once again. You're a little bit farther out, like eastern, like a northeastern direction from where you were looking for the Azure Sanctuary, so you've actually made progress past where you got to before. But you do see something on the scanner. There are 3 LED dots. And when you look out sort of the main viewport, you can see 3, you assume Ring Fleet prison ships, which are basically like, if I was to equate them to something in real life, they'd be like prison buses, basically. Moving prisoners. And you can just see them in the distance.
All right, I get Reinhardt awake and out of my chair.
Huh?
He fell asleep.
Fuck! I gotta take a nap, bro. He gets up and he walks down the stairs.
You suck. Okay.
I rolled a 3 on trying to keep him awake. Alright, what would you guys like to do when you wake up?
No, I'm flying. I guess I'll see if people want us to avoid the Ring Fleet or not.
Alright, you wanna intercom that to the ship?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you say?
There's a Ring Fleet vessel nearby. Do we wish to avoid them or not?
Mid-hand Saltcock will go to the cockpit.
Alright, mid-breakfast, basically.
Breakfast.
Also, another thing is, because the ship was on autopilot, one of Cheros or Latour had to stay up as well, so I will roll a dice to see who that was, but yeah, you guys can role play in the meantime.
Since Jamal was sleeping, Brawl had to stay up that whole time, so the first thing that Jamal will do once waking up is first ignore what Erebus said over the intercom, and then just say to Brawl, yeah man, I appreciate you looking out. It's time for you to get some sleep. I'll make sure everything's all good.
Thank you, Jamal. I will try to get some shut-eye.
Yes, do what you can, my friend.
Alright, he lies down in a slightly uncomfortable bed. He likes to pull all the blankets off and all the sheets and stuff.
Oh, that's a mood.
Alright. Jamal, are you leaving your room or just staying in there?
I think Jamal will just stay in his room.
Okay. You stay in there plotting.
We got all we need in here.
Alright. Alright, so, Cock, you head into the cockpit.
I point out the ships to him.
You can see these 3 prison ships.
Are they... I presume they are armored prison ships?
Yeah.
Or like weaponed, etc., etc.
Yeah, they look very official.
Ah, yes. As a member of the Ring Fleet, do you know what the kind of protocols for ships near the prison bus ships are? That we should be aware of?
Do I?
I mean, as long as you don't interfere, you should be okay. Like, as long as you're not actively heading towards them.
Let's just fly casually.
Also, Ebros, give me a perception check.
Yay! It's a stat I actually have.
Grip walk past the prison buses.
14.
14. Do you speak Elvish?
I do.
Okay. There is an Elvish sort of paint on the side of the ship, sort of a decal, that says, in Elvish, human error on it.
What? It says human error?
Yeah.
Do I recognize that?
No? I mean, unless you can think of anything.
I do not. So, yeah, it says some weird shit on there.
Ah, weird shit. Oh, we're accustomed to that.
Love the weird shit.
Well, if they're not going to actively try to kill us for chilling in Cedar Rapids, then we can just fly
casual.
by. Yes.
We should be able to do that. Hopefully.
Alright, you guys just continue on your path.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you set in for another day of travel. At this point, you're just under halfway Big Toe. However, to get there, you know you have to travel basically straight through the densest part of pirate space. But I don't know if any of you have been through this area before. Probably Erebus has a few times, but it could get weird. But
Hey, yo.
if you are ready to do it, you shall continue.
Wreck through pirate space and gone sexual. In the hood.
In the hood,
At 3 a.m.
In the morning.
24-hour
In the
challenge.
morning. In the morning.
It's great to stay up late.
All right, you guys continue your travel. All right, Nick, why don't you roll me a d4?
D4, you got it. 1! Hooray!
There we go. All right, 1.
Wow.
All right, so as you guys are traveling through, Jamal's locked away in his ship watching over Brawl as he sleeps. Cock is either in the cockpit or I assume hanging out with his companions in some
Yes.
sense.
Trying to force them to eat hand salt.
Charos ended up staying up during the autopilot section, so Leonard Latour, sorry, he combined his first and last name together.
With the Raven, Lenore.
He spends his time in the engine room, and then occasionally he'll just like come up into the cockpit. Erebus, you'll just notice him. You won't hear him come up, and then you'll turn around and just see him like stood up on the console, plugging some things in, and then leaving. And that just happens occasionally throughout the day. Brack, what would you be getting up to during the 10 or so hours? So I can hear him talking below me, but I can't actually hear him on Discord. That's really weird.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Oh,
We heard you for a second.
thought he was singing.
Yeah. Jacob?
Hello?
There we go.
Hey,
Okay, hello. I said I'm doing jumping jacks throughout the ship.
Okay. Every time
Terrifying.
we cut to what Brack is doing, you just hear is intensely making potions. And then, sort of out of the corner of your eye, Erebus, you notice a relatively small ship, although it's long like a rapier almost, coming fast towards you, swimming through space in your direction.
Oh shit.
oh shit. Uh-huh.
What would you do?
Notify people so we can get to battle stations.
Alright, how would you do that?
This is pilot speaking. We have ship approaching at rapid speed. Everyone to battle stations, please, and thank you.
Battle stations.
No, I love you.
My fucking ass.
I love you.
Ah, there it is.
We love
Battle
you too.
stations. I'm spilling hand salt all over the floor as I run around.
Oh yes, hand salt.
Alright, what do you guys all do?
I'll run down to the engine room to make sure the engine people are good. Give him a little kiss.
Alright, you run down towards the engine where you can see Latour. He is not paying attention to the engine. He is instead actively stood inside half of the android's body doing something.
Mr. Latour,
Yes, what do you need?
can you keep an eye on the engines? We may have need for you to diddle with them as a fight may be coming momentarily.
Have we already made it to Aiden's Keep?
Okay. I run out.
All right, you run out of the engineering room. You can see Dridgy looking around, panicked, but she heads towards Timbly Bibbs to keep him safe.
Nice. I head up to the cockpit.
All right, head up to the cockpit. Brock, what are you doing? Brack, whatever your fuck your name is.
I am heading for the cockpit.
All right, Cock and Brack head up to the cockpit. Jamal locks his door.
I shake it on my
Lock the doors.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
All right, but Erebus, Cock, and Brack are all up in the cockpit, and you can now see this ship heading in your direction.
Mama Chama.
Are they within hailing distance, or are they
Yeah,
still
you
too
could
far away?
you could hail them if you want.
All right, let's hail.
Hail to the chief.
All right, you begin hailing them. Latour joins you in the cockpit as well. You can see that the head of the android is sat on the console, like the terminal that you use to hail, and there's a bunch of wires coming from the open section of the console attached into the head. And when you press the hail button to reach out to this ship, the eyes of the android start to glow.
Ooh.
All right. You don't know if they've accepted it or not, but what would you say?
Greetings, pointy, fast ship. How's your evening? Any movies lately?
Alright, how do I describe what you hear? Coming through the terminal, you hear a really weird, like, wet sound, like gooey wetness of, like, lips smacking. And then the android's eyes light up even brighter, and you hear, "Greetings, travelers. Welcome to the Quipper."
Forgive me, but what is the Quipper?
Well, that is our home, where we come from,
Ah, yes.
where you travel through now.
Your home is very lovely.
I thank you for this. You speak our language so eloquently.
I try, I dabble.
Your lips are so wet. Jesus
Maybe we
Christ.
Maybe we should kiss later.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm betrothed.
Congratulations.
I'm marrying a queen.
Ooh, double congratulations.
Yes, she will consume me in her blood frenzy when all is done.
Congratulations.
It is a great honor amongst our people.
Very congratulations. Would you like a wedding gift?
Why, I could not ask of such a thing from a stranger.
Well, maybe I could come to your wedding and then we wouldn't be strangers.
At this point, the ship very much slows down and basically just like pulls up right next to you. You just see this
Rolls
long,
down the
sharp,
window.
silver ship. Well, if you mean us no harm, we mean you no harm.
We do
Of
not.
course, now we're just passing through.
Fantastic. Well, if you ever make your way back to the Quipper, perhaps you may attend to the service.
Do you have a date that I could keep track of?
I am not allowed to date. I'm betrothed to a queen.
Comedy. You have a day of the existing time that you are set to get married?
Ah, yes, the time of the blood frenzy.
Yes, the time of the blood frenzy.
Yes.
Blood from the blood.
It will be happening, well, in my time momentarily.
Oh,
This is likely
our
the last you ever hear from me. But it is worth it to be one of the heroes of my people.
is it happening today or like right now? Like an hour from now? I might not be able to attend the blood frenzy if it's happening in an hour.
Strange.
I'll be honest.
You say things I don't understand.
Yes, of course. Will the big ball in the sky go up, down many times, or not?
I sense you fear for my well-being, but I must assure you, I will be fine.
I fear for your loss of wedding gift is what I fear for.
Well, perhaps we may make a trade then.
Oh. What did you have in mind?
Well, we Quippers do not have much, but our culture, perhaps there's something in that I can give you.
Oh, very intriguing. If you'd like, you may dock with us. I'll have a round of hand salt. You guys,
Again,
your hand
these-
salt over there?
These words I do not understand.
Ah, that's okay. It's from our culture. My culture,
Of
anyway.
course. All right. They request a docking as they approach closer. Cock has just negotiated this. You guys could all hear it, but yeah, I mean, well, anyone else have anything to say?
We're being docked.
Sounds like a party.
Yes, please accept the cocking
Why are we accepting this?
so we can get stuff from them. What do you mean, why are we accepting this? You're right next to me.
Sorry, I've been focusing on not crashing into the ship next to us.
Okay, stop moving our ship so that their ship can cock with us.
You think we both just stop and that's how it works? There's more involved in a docking process.
Well, yeah, they're docking on us. We don't have to do shit.
Yeah, but if I don't align perfectly with them, we're going to crash into each
It's
other,
their
okay?
job to align with us.
Do you know how to pilot?
Of course I do. I'm the pilot. Get out of my chair.
I am, so shut up and let me do my job.
You didn't even know we were getting docked 2 seconds ago.
I did. I was just messing with you, man.
Liar!
You don't see? I don't see the giant docking
We're having
request.
another mutiny. Quick, shoot him.
You don't see the giant docking request flashing up on our screen right there?
Execution! Execution! Execution!
Your muffled execution shit.
Awkward sounds.
All right, so you allow the docking.
Yes, I do. If this goes wrong, Cock, I'm gonna haunt you.
Oh,
I'm a ghoul.
Actually, I won't, because I have 9 lives. I will.
yeah, I'll be dead way before you.
You'll hunt me, so I can exorcise you into hell.
I'm going straight to hell, let's be honest. Or straight into the anomaly.
All right, you guys begin to hear the procedure of the docking begin, and as this happens, Latour runs up onto the terminal, unplugs the AI, the android head, and runs back downstairs.
I will cast comprehend languages on myself.
All right,
I will sit here in case we need to make a speedy getaway.
all right. What is everyone else doing?
Lock the doors! Protect the rations!
I'm going with Cock, wherever he's going.
All right, the turtle and the bugbear head downstairs towards the cockpit, or not the cockpit, towards the fucking airlock. And you can see Latour stood in front of the airlock, holding the android head above his head, and we hear as the door opens up and steam goes both ways, and you can see. All right. So standing in front of you, you see the body is that of like a fully metal armed, armored sort of soldier, but then the head is a glass bowl full of water with a fish in it.
Hey.
And there are 2 of these figures stood next to each other, and when the door opens up, they just wave.
I wave back.
And you hear, and Cock can understand it, and also the android head spits out, "It is so exciting to meet friendly faces inside of pirate space."
Pirate space has been much more accommodating than one would think so far.
Yes, well, with the green one gone, it has been a lot more peaceful these days. But there was a time when we had to hide in the Quipper itself.
Those days are over. And much more happy occasions are among us.
Among Us?
Dun, 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 dun,
Among
dun, dun, dun.
Among Us!
Among Us?
It is good to meet you all. I am Joel Jom, and this is Shusha. Really loud yawn comes from the cockpit.
Fucking Chewbacca walks in.
I am Cock, and this is my cock ship.
I am Brack! Would you like a hug?
He likes hugs.
I do not know of this word. It is strange to see the humanoids so far from home.
You have no idea. I love that movie.
Well,
We have much to discuss. Would you like to come to our meeting room?
yes, but we must be quick, for the blood frenzy happens soon.
Of course, of course.
All right. These metal bodies move forward as they follow you. Where do you lead them?
We head to the map room.
All right. You head up towards the map room. So basically, you want to go to the cockpit, basically, or are you headed to your bedroom?
Let's see. I was pretty sure there was a map room like right outside the cockpit, but let's see.
Yeah, the sort of I guess you call it like navigation room. Fuck me, I'm looking at the fucking Starforge. That's why I'm so goddamn confused. The operations area.
Yeah, that.
All right, so you lead them up the stairs, not to your bedroom. You don't want to lay with the fishman quite yet.
Straight on the
Yeah.
floor.
All right, they walk up the stairs behind you. It's kind of awkward the way they move. They're both moving in unison right after one another. The fishes, you just occasionally hear, and it's like, wow, the stairs are so accessible for us. This is amazing.
Oh, thank you. We try.
All right, Erebus, you see these two fish armored creatures stand in the operations area.
I waved to Erebus.
Could you maybe not bring strangers into our literal area of control of the ship?
I'm sure they're fine. He has a blood frenzy.
Yes, but we do not want that happening on our ship, Andrew.
His wife's not here. Who's Andrew?
You are.
I
Who the
assure
fuck
you,
is that guy?
I assure you, the blood frenzy is a sacred ritual that would not happen on board your ship.
Uh-huh.
Well, now then, the trade.
Of course.
Are there any? Is this kind of a bling blong, bring your own blood arrangement, or how's this whole thing coming down?
I have to do this every time. I was thinking, seeing as we do not have many things to provide physically, perhaps I can give you a piece of our culture to take with you for whatever it is you wish to provide as a wedding gift.
That sounds great. What were you thinking as far as that culture thing?
You just see Erebus in the pilot's chair on like the most non-essential piece, just slamming my head down over and
Slowly
over.
pulling out your pistol.
No!
Kill them.
No!
Hold on, I have to remember because I just thought of it and then I forgot of it as soon as you said that.
So what were you thinking? Guys, why are we here?
1 second, give me a moment to think again.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, Fosh. Good job, man. Do you know of our god, the Sea Mother?
Very little.
Alright, so he says a name, and he says it doesn't translate well, so I'll just say it as humanly as I can. Blib Dool Poolpa. Blib Dool Poop. So this is what it sounds like. She is one of humanoid kind, but she speaks to us. She has identifiable what they call themselves, fish? Identifiable characteristics to our people. Claws, shells around her shoulders.
Oh, quite intriguing.
Yes, and we are devout to her. She is our deity, and through her powers we may manifest greatness upon our people, although there are those that use it for not so great things. Some within the Quipper that lean towards the more insane mindset, if you know what I mean.
I've met my fair share of insane individuals.
Yes. Well,
You're speaking as one.
Billip Dulip Bulip, the Sea Mother. She is the most accepted of the humanoids. And when she left us not that long ago, some of our people were left with a disdain for her. It's quite sad. So, perhaps there is something, the last thing that she gave us, that may be of use to you.
Oh, that'd be an honor.
You must take it with care. If you ever run into... fucking hell. Ever run into... Bill Abdul Pullup, the Sea Mother. Then maybe she will bless you too.
Yes.
Alright. It is technically back on our ship, so we will go retrieve it and then return. What was it that you had in mind for trade? I was just gonna give you some salt off my hand. This sounds great.
Would you like some hands?
William is so done with the fish people.
Get them off the ship.
What?
About to boom the whole ship.
Your kind is not welcome here.
Well, I could give you some blood, unless that's not really what you'd like. I could give you something from my culture, my religion.
That would be excellent. The bubbles are fierce every time they speak. Alright, so Joljum motions for Shusher to head back towards the ship to grab the item they speak of.
Fantastic.
So one of the fish robots head back down the stairs. May I see what you speak of, friend?
Of course. I take off my necklace that has the anomaly pendant on it.
Oh, like the original one you have.
Yep. When I started the campaign with.
This seems like a very sacred religious item. It would be an honor to have such a thing for the moments I have left.
Seems
the robot
only
arm reaches
fitting.
out. Suppose you will be very excited with what we have to offer for you.
Where's?
Yeah, and I feel like it's an important note to add that Leonard Latour is stood next to the fishman the whole time holding this android head, and everything Cock says goes into the head and then comes out as this weird bubbly language that the fish then understands. So this is even more annoying for people who aren't paying attention. Alright, so some time goes by, and eventually you hear as the other fish man returns back up into the cockpit, and he holds out a small like light blue ball that glows a little bit. It looks maybe a little bit magical, but as it gets closer and he holds it out to you, you can see that this is the eye of some sort of creature.
Ooh. I hold my hands out.
Alright, he places it in your hand and you hand over the amulet. It was an amulet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fish creature goes. This was the last gift we had from Bill Blip
From Build a Bear Workshop.
the Sea Mother.
I will treasure it until my death.
Maybe one day we will return. Probably not me though, but maybe one day one of us will return, and you may teach us of what you have discovered about this, and we will do the same with your item.
It would be wonderful.
And then Shushar says, "Unless I too am gifted with the blood frenzy." And then Joel Jum is like, "No, you will not. You are not worthy." And they start looking at each other.
I'll give them our ship's WhatsApp so that they can tell me if they ever get blood frenzied.
Oh, okay. You give them your contact information. Give them your phone number.
I'll be.
All right. They accept. They don't really know what that means, but they take the information regardless. And you guys talk as they head back towards their ship, and they
Fantastic.
the ship of the Kuatua. At some point, they probably said that. Anyway, you also learn that ironically, Billup Dula Pullup is also a very common name among females of their species, so it's a very confusing culture. They're all basically named after the deities that they worship. All right, they head back off, and they undock and head off on their way back wherever they were headed before.
Losers.
Loser.
The second they undock, Erebus just hits the ignite on the engine. You guys take off again.
Get the fuck away from this guy.
All right, and you can add you can just add Eye of the Sea Mother into your notes or something, and I'll make an item out of it. All right. Well, that was fucking weird. I've just got like a 10-page document of random encounters in space, and that happened. Nice. All right. You guys continue on your path, and nothing really all that exciting happens for the rest of the day. At the end of like the 10-12 hours, maybe you push it a little bit more today because you're closer. You can begin to see the sort of outlines of the sort of dead ships of Big Toe, because basically Big Toe is a mostly human settlement. They're sort of outcasts from places like Elfir, probably some survivors from the ruins of the Battle of Aor, and they've taken a bunch of like ships that no longer work and turned them into places to live. It's kind of like the Anno fleet, but like the corpse version of the Anno fleet. And they've made a settlement called Big Toe, and they all work as floaters. They help each other. It's not the best in terms of standards of living, but they make do for what they have. And you can see a bunch of rocks and stuff just outside of Big Toe, where you assume somewhere in there is a headquarters. But it is the end of the day, and Erebus, you definitely feel like you need rest. So what would you guys like to do? Do you risk autopiloting the rest of the way and maybe showing up at Big Toe while you guys are asleep, or do you take a break just outside of Big Toe and then head in tomorrow? What do you think? What are you feeling in your heart of hearts?
I thought I was feeling
crash
bad.
us straight into an asteroid, so we all die.
Okay.
I like this.
Works.
It's good.
Sounds fun.
Is this how it ends? No.
No.
5 feet away from reviving Devan, we all die.
God damn it.
Let's sleep and go in tomorrow.
Okay. Erebus powers down the main engine and sort of hides. I assume you can roll a stealth just to be fair, but you hide the ship behind a moving sort of large asteroid.
21.
Yeah, you do a pretty good job. You're getting more and more used to the ship's controls and how it all works, and watching Jade the past few days. And the main thing that probably taught you how to do it more independently was having to get the shuttle to the Bronze Phoenix. Helped you learn a lot. You shut it down. All right, is there any more roleplay you want to do before the night ends, or just head straight for bed?
Jamal will stay up a bit later than everyone else does because he wants to give Brawl as much time to sleep as possible, but once some time has passed, he shall begin the rotation and just, God, what the fuck is going on out there?
Jamal's slowly going mad.
I can't take this. The walls are closing in.
All right. Jamal waits a little bit. What about the rest of you?
I kiss Leonard goodnight.
Okay. He does not kiss you back, but he heads down towards his cage, and Cheros wakes up and heads towards the engineering room. Although, he doesn't really have to do anything because you stopped the ship, so he just stays up all night, I guess.
I'll pass out in my chair.
Okay.
I'll pass out while doing push-ups on my room on the floor.
Alright.
He's
You're
asleep, but his
slammed.
body... No, he's asleep, but his body's still doing push-ups.
Yeah, that works.
That muscle memory, taking that literally.
Of course, I'm doing one-handed push-ups.
And you all
The Avatar no-handed push.
fall to sleep. All right, somebody roll a d4 for me. How about Jacob?
Yes, sir. Let me find the D4.
Do I even have a D4?
What even
Yes.
is a d4?
What are we playing?
I don't believe that's a real thing.
He got robbed.
I have not been using it.
You got clapped on.
Why won't anyone crap on me?
I said clapped on you. Dim butt.
Why won't anyone crap on me?
Because you're ugly.
God damn it.
He is not. How dare
Anything,
you?
I feel like that would be a better reason.
Oh, there it is. Finally. I got a 4.
Okay. You all fall asleep. I
should
assume
come
none
back.
of you need to take a long rest, but if you do, you may. As you wake up, you all wake up to the similar feeling of the ship being much colder than it was when you fell asleep, but you're not sure why.
Fuck. I need more blankets.
I need
We're all
more push-ups.
shivering in a chair next to you.
I head to the engine room.
I look at the computer systems that are right in front of me.
All right, you open your eyes, you rub the crusts out of your eyes. 2 pizzas fall onto the floor, and then you look at the computer system. Give me an intelligence check. Cock, you head to the engineering area, and you see Cheros just lying on the floor.
You said
bored
intelligence
as fuck.
check?
Yeah.
14.
Temperature control has been basically dropped 50%.
I turn it back up.
All right, you turn it back up, and almost instantly you can all feel the ship begin to heat up again.
Toasty.
All right, I start trying to find the base.
All right. You activate the ship's engines again and begin to take off, leaving the asteroid behind. And now that it is, well, you have no idea what time of day it is, but the sort of vibe you're getting from near Big Toe is, you know, bustling big city. There's ships coming and going. Large cruisers that are headed in the direction of like the giant rocks nearby. So you assume maybe that's an area to look in. You're headed there anyway.
All right, let's look in that area then.
All right, give me an investigation roll. What are the rest of you doing as
Oh,
stuff is happening?
10.
I'm watching the map to see if anything pops up.
I am
Me and
heading
Brawler.
towards Erebus to check on him.
Me and Brawler just enjoying some tasty rations.
Rock smells the rations and is creeping around.
Rations, none for demon appeasers.
All right, so another
None
Never.
for you.
Another 20-30 minutes go by as you guys head in the direction towards these giant asteroids. Investigation-wise, it's pretty clear the direction that these large cruisers are headed in. About 10 minutes before you get to where, like, you could probably get within range of them, you begin to have communications sent to you of just immediately, like, rogue ship, whoever you are, begin to back away immediately. You're not authorized for this area.
Hello there. This is the Bronze Phoenix. Who am I having the pleasure of speaking to?
The Bronze Phoenix, eh?
Indeed.
Is there any way you can prove that?
I mean, typically, how?
You stumped. You see a giant torpedo come your way. We got him, boys!
I just assumed it would operate like most sci-fi, where they can like, there's like a identification. Yeah, like
Send him a dick pic over the.
You want to send him your ship identification code?
sure.
You send that off. Some time goes by. What are the rest of you guys doing while this is happening? I assume you're
Wanking.
still chilling. All right. Erebus is
I walk into the
jerking off.
cockpit. I walk into the cockpit, see Erebus masturbating, and join in on the group masturbation.
I'm not actually masturbating.
Cock imagines you masturbating and then starts actually doing
Cock
it.
imagines you masturbating, starts masturbating, realizes that you're not masturbating, and then stops.
What the
True.
What the
Okay, maybe later.
God. Maybe I should have gone with Jade.
Okay. About 2 minutes go by, and you hear, I believe I've located someone that can identify you for sure. One moment. And then you hear, I don't remember his voice, so bear with me. Hello? Is this the Erebus?
This is he.
Coughs like a hairball.
It is good to hear from you, kind of friend. This is Navigator Jackson.
Jackson, how good to hear from you again.
Yes, and you too. Welcome to Adon Keep.
Adon Keep. Great name.
You'll get once you get closer, you'll be able to see it for sure.
For sure.
God, for real, sheesh.
Just head past these cruisers, and I will be waiting for you in the cockpit. Not the cockpit.
Yeah, I think we tried to dock in the cockpit. Things like
the hangar bay.
Yes, I will meet you there, Jackson.
Crash into his cockpit.
Fantastic. I have approved you.
Thank you, my friend.
Alright, and now, basically, the moment he says this, imagine there's like this epic scene where you sort of drift around a giant asteroid past these two cruisers, and you see this huge metal, heavily fortified, basically castle that's been built into the side of this giant asteroid.
Oh, what
and there's
the
just
fuck?
like ships flying back and forth, all these tiny little defensive fighters moving in squadrons, going back and forth. It's basically like a, like I said, a castle, surrounded by, warships and cruisers and stuff. But now that you've gotten past the threat of, not being the Bronze Phoenix, and they know who you are, they basically just let you fly through, and there's just this epic scene of your ship heading in the direction as all these other ships move elsewhere, and you head towards the opening that they're sort of signaling you to head to. And you can actually see, sort of sat down on a metal crate with a few other troopers around him. You see this male gnome that you recognize, the bald gnome from before, Jackson.
Jackson!
Stole a bit from Cock's brain. And you land.
Alright, Cock, why don't you grab our two corpses and let's head on out.
Sounds good.
Who are you bringing with you as well? Or you just want to take the main group and then...
Reinhardt should be there for Devan's revival, I feel.
Okay. Reinhardt as well.
Churros, do you want to come? Churros stay as a defense on the ship?
If that is what you wish. That's not his
I'm
voice. If
bringing
that is what
Drigi.
you wish.
It might be good to have at least a little bit of defense on the ship.
Alright, so Drigi, Reinhardt. Does Jamal want to bring Brawl with him?
Yeah, definitely got to bring Brawl along.
Alright, so the main crew plus Drigi, Reinhardt, and Brawl. So all 7 of you step off the ship. So who does that actually leave behind? It's a whole lot of people.
Leonard,
but-
Latour, and
Yeah.
Churros.
And Timbly Bibs. Yeah, that's...
Charles.
As long as you don't boom the ship, they should be alright.
Who?
Charles.
Charles.
You all die.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
I want to talk to the rat.
Where's Charles Entertainment Cheese?
Send them the cloud.
Alright, well, you guys go through the cargo hold and open up the sort of ramp garage door, basically. Brawl will grab Devan's body so you can grab Maddie's.
Okay.
And they both smell horrible. Jexion, 2 of the soldiers have not really body bags, but basically things that can help keep the bodies from decaying. They're just like small pouches to basically put the bodies in. They're the front is clear so you can see them. It's not like a terribly morbid thing, but they lay them down so you can put the bodies in them.
Loppity.
All right.
Yes, sir. Anga.
And as you place the bodies in and they zip them up, they begin to float a little bit off the ground. And one of the soldiers is like, these will be able to follow you magically.
Nice.
Yes, very useful when you need to carry bodies around.
Wait, so
They all look at each other like, wait, how often do we do that? Anyway.
Would any of you
look-
know where my tortoise is?
Oh, that's yours?
Yes.
Well, the giant tortoise, as you call it, has been helping out with some of the moving and things, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Iva has taken a particular liking to it and has kept it with her in her office.
Oh. Oh, well done to the Wardus.
It's moving up in the world.
Becomes the pirate king.
She marries it. Marries
Blood
her son.
frenzy time.
Oh no. Your Wardus is fucked. Alright, what were you gonna say, Erebus?
I was just looking at our inventory on the ship. So we have someone's dead wife in our cargo hold.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is about. I cannot remember. Does anybody remember what that is about?
Nope.
Where is it?
It's in the cargo hold.
Yeah, there's just someone's dead wife.
Torso and legs.
Yeah, I have the body of one of the bounty hunters that we killed. I'm currently wearing her arms, and then I have the rest of her body in the cargo hold.
Definitely not a sycophant.
All right, Andrew.
But yeah, Jexion, the bald gnome. I think he was bald. Let me see.
Yes, I have that one guy's dead wife in the cargo hold.
He's just like, yes, welcome to Adon Keep. It is very exciting to be able to show you our real headquarters, not that ditzy ship we travel around on sometimes.
Oh, that ditzy ship is pretty big.
It's true, but this fortress is far more exciting to navigate. And he winks at you through his goggles.
I'm sure it is, my friend. I'm sure it is.
Well, shall I show you to Iva herself?
Yes, that would be helpful. The sooner we can get our friends revived, the sooner we can go about recruiting allies for our little war on Thratis.
Yes, and there are things you're going to want to hear about that. And he starts walking away. Just
follow.
assuming you guys will follow. Yep. The bodies follow behind as well, and you have this sort of trooper escort. They're wearing basically not like full like stormtrooper armor. It's like leather armor, but they do have these sort of large military weapons strapped to them, and they walk along beside you. Not in any sort of threatening way, just like as a protection as you guys move through the halls of the fortress. And yeah, it's very Death Star-like as you walk through. He leads you through. So you enter into a sort of large meeting room immediately. There's a huge metal table in the middle that is projecting a woman that I believe you've all seen before. She's been sort of the one that is on all of the network broadcasts, broadcasting the news. And so when you like arrive in this sort of main section, there's a bunch of people watching as there's reports going on, and you can't help but hear, especially Erebus, you hear the word Vegarok, and then you hear King Zathon talking, and he's giving a speech about recent mass bombings that have been happening on the planet. And he basically says,
And because of this, I regretfully have made the decision to pull our army from the Ring Fleet. This is the only way I can think to protect our people from these attacks.
God
I am
damn it.
sad that this must happen, as they are facing much peril at the hands of the masked pirates' troops, mobilizing from the Grey Forge to Elfir. But hopefully, once we deal with our problems, we can help them. In the meantime, I have heard that Vanro has initiated a planet-wide lockdown on Elfir and has activated their atmospheric protection shield. But this essentially cuts us off from either getting to Elfir or anyone without top clearance getting out. And the chance of this happening at this point is essentially zero.
And that's like the main thing that you hear as you're walking by. And Jackson looks back at you. You can see the annoyance in your face, and he's like, yes, things have been getting a lot worse.
God damn it. I leave the planet for a year, and they lose control of the underworld. I
Shit's
didn't
going
realize
down.
they're that fucking incapable.
You continue through to basically to the main offices where people are working, and you can see Iva sat behind a desk talking to someone, and then as you enter in, you see a male elf in like a doctor's outfit holding a syringe, injecting something into her arm. She looks over at you. You made it.
Aloha.
You get your ship back?
We did.
Great. Yeah, you can just park the shuttle in the in the hangar bay, and we'll take it from here.
Unfortunately, the shuttle did not make it.
Oh, what happened?
We used it as a bargaining chip to peacefully resolve the matter between the mutinous crew who wanted to continue to Elfir and those of us who did not want to.
She like scratches the side of her head. Give me a persuasion roll.
Is she a dwarf?
Sadly, no.
I gotta ask, man. Gotta
I
ask.
can make her a dwarf. 19.
Well, as long as everything ended peacefully, I suppose that's all right. Hopefully we can get it back at some point, but it's not that important. What's more important is you got your ship, and we can get your friends back up and running. And she looks over the desk at the corpses on the ground.
Yes.
And the sort of doctor flicks the sort of thing he was injecting into her arm, puts it away into like a small bag. All right, we're finished up. I will speak to you later, Iva. All right, thank you, Kale. And he walks around you guys and leaves the room.
Dude's named after a chip.
I thought Nick was gonna say Jamal sticks his foot out for trips as he walks out the door. Nerd.
Dude named
Fucking loser. Wanker. Wanker.
Saw the news. Things getting worse. Any reports on the Gorillith near Elfia?
The Gorillith, as far as we're aware, has not begun any sort of trek to leaving its area. However, it appears that whatever plan was made with the Gorillith has been pushed, and now they are just having a full-on assault on Elfir. They're sending multiple troops, mobilizing an entire army to try to get in, and there have been attacks that have made it past the atmospheric shield. However, now that it is stabilized and 100% up in operation, there's no communication. I mean, we can't get any sort of messages or any sort of information out. We don't know what's happening. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get in until we can stop this attack.
Indeed. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be
Yes.
fraught with danger. Very little chance of success.
We need more troops. And she looks over towards Cock, sort of not saying anything, but sort of just giving him a knowing look.
We could get the auto
Fuck
fleet.
nods.
We could also potentially solve what's going on Baggerock and get their troops back on board.
Yes, that would be quite useful. However, that may be easier said than done. Politics that are going on that planet right now. There's got to be a way to get to Elfir without getting through that shield. I just can't think of anything right now. I haven't been to Elfir in years.
I've never been to Elfir.
I don't even know what Elfir is.
So uncultured.
You know what
I
they
just
teach on the
recently
auto
went to a planet.
fleet. It's gonna be difficult to bypass the shield. One would need the authority to, and I believe that even that might be out of the grasp of the remaining crew of the Vindicta.
Yes, and I fear that there's something we're not seeing in all of this. I don't know right now what Tradus gains from attacking Elfir.
Disunity, I would imagine, amongst the worlds. Disbanding of the Ring Fleet, stopping the one unified force strong enough to beat him.
Potentially, but I also fear that this may be a distraction of some kind. Our scouts have not been able to locate Tradus since he left the Grey Forge. He has disappeared. So, For the time being, we are working off very little information other than what the network has been reporting. She rubs her head again. Sweat comes off of it and drips onto the desk below her.
You okay there, Ida?
I'll be alright. I have a lot of people looking to me to lead them in this moment, and I wish I knew more.
Yes. Tritus is a complicated being, one not to be trifled with, though he has swayed some admirals, or at least one that we know of, to join him and turn on the ring fleet, though he is dead. That's probably not a factor anymore.
Yes, well, that is an advantage. At least we know that there are some within the ring fleet that can be persuaded in such a way, although I already suspected as much. Anyway, let's focus on the most important thing at hand, getting your crew back up and running.
Sick?
The Azure
kid.
Star.
Yes.
We have contacted the Elder Clerics. They have, believe it or not, put clothes on.
Oh, that is good.
They're making
is good.
strides in there.
That is one of the things I requested that they do.
I have requested the previous day that they use their abilities, but I wasn't ready myself for what it would take, so I postponed. So if you require it, as you seemingly do, you may go to it now. Go to them, the Elder Clerics.
Thank you, Artas. Always good to have allies you can trust out here in this vast, chaotic galaxy.
Yes, but remember, I am allowing you to use this with the promise that you help me take down this madman.
Yes, count on the fact that me, Cock, Reinhardt over here, and Devan are very, very much invested in dealing with traitors.
She nods. Well, then let's get this Devan back, shall we?
I wink at the two of them like, don't forget, if we don't do this in 80 days, 8 months, I forget what the time period was, but
400 days or something?
we're fucked.
Alright.
Alright, let's head to the Azure Sanction. There. Where are you?
Alright, so she will lead you guys back through the office, through the main area where that news thing is playing out, and through towards like a layer underneath where they hold a bunch of special items for their army. And you see this giant space rock glowing a little bit as you move towards it. The portal is open. I shall head back to my office and continue to make plans. When you're done, come to me, and perhaps there's more we can discuss.
When they're done, come on me.
Both will be done.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Alright, let's head in, boys.
Cannonballs in.
You guys head in through the portal, exiting the Adon Keep, and entering into the water temple that you remember from weeks ago when we fucking first entered into the water temple. And you can see the clearing opening up into the larger temple section with the entrance. It's a little bit more flooded than before, but what you can see now is that there are waterfalls that have begun to open up and spray down into the river where you guys are like stood on these like small stones. And you think that the temple has like come back to life, basically, it looks like, from when you first entered.
Perfect.
Like there are these like floating long heads, like stone heads that are like circling slowly around up above you, and they're spraying water down into the river.
By the long face. Ah.
Cox says. Basically, you guys are in Atlantis.
Let us find the clerics.
Yes.
All right, you guys walk through the stones back into the temple and back the way that you remember heading to. As you enter inside, you immediately see one of the clerics. It is the younger female, sort of darker tan skin, black hair, She's wearing these long, very fluid, almost see-through, like white robes.
Ooh.
And she's
Somehow worse than them just being naked.
she's stood in front of a one of these waterfalls that is inside the temple this time, and she's like moving her hand through it, pushing some of the water up onto her face.
Hello.
She turns. You have returned.
Indeed we have. We have those we wish to revive.
She looks down towards the body. Ah, excellent. Well, who are we doing today?
Matty Winters.
You.
Or what? So all this pipe. I did not come all this fucking way for us not to revive Devan first. I have something I need to talk to. Maddie? Yeah, yeah, I'm sure she can get revived, or whatever. I don't know. Devan's going first. I don't give a shit.
Chill out, Jamal. I was not being serious.
As this is happening, Dridgy's eyes go wide as she's looking around at the temple around her. It's fucking real.
Yes.
And she looks up.
Oh yeah, I
towards the
forgot you weren't
stairs.
here last time.
She looks up towards the stairs where you can now see a domesticated, not Loxodon, but elephant walk down the stairs behind one of the other elder clerics, the older man with the long white beard. Ah, the heroes have returned.
Hello.
Oh my god. This is unbelievable. It is very believable, young Loxodon. And his robes are also very see-through, and you can definitely see his hairy-ass balls and shit.
The whole shaft! Oh!
I try to fondle his balls.
That is not how the ritual works, young Twin.
Oh, sorry, wrong ritual. My apologies.
Well, it appears you have returned with those you wish to revive. And then the female priest is like, yes, we just had this conversation.
So, which one first? Well, I was thinking about Maddie.
And yeah, the inner temple now is like very beautiful. Like there's a whole statue of like a beautiful woman behind, and like water's like dripping out of her eyes and mouth into the sort of river that circles around the entire temple. The whole thing is just like a flowing, beautiful waterfall.
I'm glad you guys got rid of all the tentacle shit.
Yes, well, sadly we weren't allowed to keep any of the tentacles. They disappeared over time. I mean, good thing.
You happen to collect any of that monster goop?
No, that also has disappeared.
Ah, of course.
Good.
Well, let us join Jordis in the upper chamber and begin the ritual.
Let's indeed.
Alright. You guys follow the elder clerics that lead you up further into the temple. Eventually. You reach a room that looks like it would have originally been used for storage. This room is very different from the rest of the temple. There's a bunch of wooden crates and barrels around. But in the middle of the room, attached to a small staircase used, you assume, for access, as staircases are, there is a large glass basin, maybe 10 feet high, 7 feet wide, with this black brim, filled with a strange blue liquid that sparkles in the light. This is where the ritual will take place. And you can see the other older man stood up on this sort of platform above the basin, or sort of near the top of the basin. And he sort of waves at you. And you can see behind him, there's also this wooden table near the back of the room, surrounded by chairs. That is where you will all be while we set up. Then, when the time comes, one by one, you will present your offering and will face whatever trial is set out before you. Sometimes there are no feats required, and then sometimes all feats are required. It depends on the process. You may take a seat, the other cleric says.
I lie down on the table.
Kaga drools at the thought of feet.
Okay. You guys all walk over towards the table, all 7 of you. And Maddie's corpse. The clerics, the female cleric, holds the sort of bag still as the older man unzips it and begins lifting Devan's orc body out of it.
Oh my god.
The long-bearded one, who I'll just tell you his name, even though you haven't heard his name, it'd be easier to describe. So we have Maris, Jordis, and Leanne. Leanne being the female, Maris being the oldest, Jordis being the slightly less old, but still very old. Maris looks back towards you all, who are seated around the table. The soul cannot be interfered with by any mortal fabrics. We need to strip the body, if that is all right.
I start taking his clothes off.
They put their hands out like, stay away from the ritual, Tortle.
Oh, okay.
It is not your time yet. Cock starts taking his clothes off.
It is perfectly
on.
fine if it is within necessary for the ritual.
They look over towards Jamal just to get any sort of approval.
If I believe I've heard that there is a valuable item that must be sacrificed for this to go through. Is that correct?
Yes, one item from the person, the being themselves, and one from each of you that is special.
Well, I think it would be fitting for Devan if his playing cards were his valuable item, as I've never seen him without them.
Ah, yes. He digs through one of the pockets and pulls out the cards. Yes, well, we will use these then. He hands them over to Leanne, and then just starts ripping off, basically unbuttoning all of Devan's various sort of, I think you described them as like steampunky vestments and stuff, and he starts pulling them all off, pulls his pants down. Leanne keeps her eyes up as to not look, and then he puts Devan's naked body over his shoulder and begins walking up the stairs towards the large glass basin.
Like I'm a sack of potatoes.
Blue liquid. And they begin slowly lowering the body into the liquid, and they just sort of place it at the bottom. All right. We will begin the magic. And when that happens, one of you, one by one, will hear a voice in your mind from your friend. When he summons you, you must approach and provide the item you brought with you. And then they all hold hands, and you hear Sula, Sulamula, Tres, Pufula, and their eyes begin to glow this light blue, and they shines out. The entire room is now lit up with this magic that's coming off of them. All right, Nick, this is where I ask you a question.
Yes.
Who would Devan summon first to come up and present their item?
100%. Knowing he was, because Devan knows who is in the room when this is going out.
Yeah, you can see.
It's gonna be Jamal for sure.
All right, Jamal hears. It's not really words. You just know that Devan is speaking to you to come forward.
Jamal, I call upon thee forward. Devan, I'm glad to hear your voice again. There's much I must ask of you soon, but what can I do for you before this? You must give one of your precious fated items. And Jamal then pats himself down and realizes he basically has no valuable items, but in a symbolic move, he pulls out his comm link and decides, once this is over, I guess I won't need this anymore. But this has been invaluable to me since you've left, so that is his offering, the comms link. Because I can think of nothing else apart from he just goes, leaves the room, and gets 20 days of rations and pumps it in.
Alright, so Jamal gets up, walks forward towards the glass basin, and offers out his item. And as you put your hand out, the comlink begins to glow with this blue energy and floats up out of your hand into the air and then into the blue liquid where it slowly floats to the bottom.
Yes. Thank you, Jamal.
Then you walk back towards the table. Alright, who would be next?
Erebus, I call upon thee.
We're giving an item?
Yes, you must relinquish an item. In fact, it was an item that led me to my death in pursuit of you. I don't ask that you give up that item, of course, but I just wanted to remind you in case you had forgotten.
I mean, technically, you didn't have to come in after me, so...
You're arguing with the spirit of Devan.
It's your fault you died. Good.
I should have saved you for last.
This is already the best thing ever.
Wait, I have two of them. I didn't realize I had 2 crowbars. Oh,
Yes, very important.
yeah, my 2
So important
crowbars.
you have two of them and didn't realize.
Yes, here's one of my crowbars. What
Give
do
up
you
the
mean,
ball
one
bearing.
of my crowbars?
Just up 1 ball bearing.
Devon comes back as a fucking mutated baby.
Why could I use that? Cuts it in half.
I give up my disguise kit, because I will no longer be disguising myself.
Oh. Okay. You pull out your disguise kit and bring it towards the ritual basin. You hold it out. It begins to glow with energy and lift up out of your hands and into the blue liquid.
As I walk away,
Down.
I whisper, "Fuck you, Devan."
I heard that.
I say nothing.
That's a -1 to the revival roll. Alright. Who
So
is next?
Devan kind of scans the room and is like, I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Reinhardt, come on down.
Alright, Jacob, do you want to play as Reinhardt for a little bit?
Sure, why not? It's fine.
Reinhardt, old friend, what can thou offer in my time of need?
Yes. What could be the perfect item? I see. As I haven't been using it for a very long time, but it's still very important to me. My electric cigarette.
Oh!
Ah,
I mean, I haven't had a lighter this entire time. Remember I lost it? Or gave it up?
True, but that's a very powerful... Yeah, okay.
this means the world to me, Reinhardt.
Like, I know he's not a played character still, but that's such a good item that's going to give a big bonus. Alright, so
My
Reinhardt...
disguise kit's given a -1.
No, it was the fuck you, Devon, as you walked back. That was the -1.
Hey,
Gave a plus
I took that
5,
back.
you know.
Alright, so Reinhardt stands up, comes forward, and as he places the e-cigarette out, it lifts up out of his hand and sort of like super quickly splashes into the water, and you can see their eyes glow even brighter as this happens. And then you slowly walk back. Alright, one more. You can pick one more person, Devon.
And now, I call upon the final member of the, I suppose you could say, original crew. Cock! Step forward.
He sacrifices his cock.
Cut off my cock.
He summons the tortoise and
Stab it.
plops it in the basin.
it doesn't fit.
The tortoise spawns, breaks everything, and then the ritual's destroyed. Alright, sorry. I don't want to ruin RP.
He
Cock.
walks forward and takes off the second pendant he has on. Not the one that was his, but the one that Lady Wara gave him right before sending
Whoa.
him off on this adventure to begin with.
Jesus Christ.
He just giving up everything, huh?
We still have to give
a
someone
fucking
random
valuable
guy's
item,
wedding.
seriously.
Damn. Okay. You lift it up. It glows bright, leaves your hand, and splashes into the pool. And as this happens, Devan's body also begins to glow within the pool, and it grows brighter and brighter until you can basically only see its shape. There's no discernible characteristics. It's just a glowing figure, and it shoots up out of the water and begins to float above the priests. Still lying, sort of sat back as if it was still in the pool. That is when you hear a voice that is not Devan's.
This being is mine.
You just all hear that voice. And the body continues to flay about, and these priests, and now you can see the items in the bottom of the pool begin to glow that same similar brightness. It's extreme. The more you look at it, the more it's beginning to hurt your eyes. Your eyes are watering, even being in the room. And they all consume into one orb in the middle of the room. Alright, now I need to pull up some charts.
Fuck, are we doing combat?
God, it's been so long that he's been dead. I'm trying so hard to find this thing. Roll a D100 first.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh hell no, Dylan.
Oh hell no.
30.
You're an orc, right? Orc.
Yes, sir.
Okay, roll 1d4.
72.
69.
2.
2, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
How old is Devan currently when he died?
Devan
He's 0 because he's dead.
is 0 based on that, 27 based on when he died.
Alright, so a form begins to appear in the air above the priests, similar to the one you recognized as your friend Devan. But as the light begins to dim, you see slight changes. He does not look as athletic as he once was, and he also looks to be about 5 to 6 years older. So he's about 33 now. And as he slowly falls back down, still very much naked, and he sort of lands down, lying on the floor.
He's pulling his cock out!
He's mooning us!
You see on his left shoulder 3 lines that each have a certain script written in them, but you can't. That's pretty much all you see from here. But lying on the floor is Devan.
Let's go.
Quickly! I pull out my gun and shoot him.
The priest's eyes stop glowing.
Just like, it's an undead, chop his head off!
They all touch each other and make sure they're all right. And is he here? Is he in the room with us?
Devan? Yeah, he's right there.
Send us a
Jamal
sign.
goes running up.
Turn the lights on and off.
Jamal runs up.
Devan!
Brawl follows.
Devan, can you hear us?
And Nick, you are once again Devan. The last thing you remember is running through the tunnels with Thena and Maddie and the other therapists, and suddenly you were hearing these voices, and now here you are.
What the fuck? Jamal? Bro? Where the hell am I? Don't tell me you guys died too.
He's alive!
We're all dead, Devan.
Still your fault.
Oh, Erebus. Fuck, Reinhardt. Oh my god. Where is Maddie okay? I was just with Maddie.
We still
Yeah,
have
she's
to
fine.
revive her. It'll just take like 24 hours for the ritual to reset.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't. Oh, there's just so much that happens.
It only
I
took
was
us like
dead.
4 months, but we did it.
It wasn't 4 months. It was like a week, alright?
And he just starts having a seizure.
What the fuck?
Devan! Devan, stop! No! No! Come on! Stay with us! I know
I start
it
cheering.
must have just been so traumatic what you went through, but don't just
No.
convulse on the floor!
Cock, heal him.
I walk over and I plop my cock on him, right on his forehead.
All right, how much do you heal him for?
Let's see how much I have. I'll give him 10.
All right, it begins
Hooray!
to soothe Devan as it's a strange sensation. You feel the same as you did when you were in the City of Souls, but now things feel more real to you. Like being around your friends makes you realize how strange the past past week has been. But you just have those thoughts in your mind of where's Maddie, where's Thena, that sort of thing. Where's Douglas, the guy you met at the very end of the last session who's not that important, but I just feel the need to
Fuck!
remind his name.
Douglas! I left him behind! No!
Who's Douglas?
Name's Brock.
Brock.
Oh yes, we picked up another traveler in Keeney's Palace. Actually, he joined us there.
Oh, that death trap? Well, I'm glad you were able to support our friends getting out of there alive. So, thank you for that.
I grab him, give him a big hug.
He's very much a hugger.
Devan is very much naked.
And my penis.
I start fondling his balls.
Brawl. Oh my god.
To sacrifice
Bro.
that to bring you back.
Brawl.
What do you
now
know?
look
What are
like
you
a king
doing,
doll
going
down there.
underneath my legs or something?
Yep.
Brawl starts carrying Devan's clothes over so he can put them on when he's ready. Literally, Cock is just here to sexually assault everyone he sees at this point.
Yeah, sounds like him.
He knows I'll shoot him though. So
Hopefully with your penis.
nope, with my death gun.
And then your penis, right?
That's exactly what you call your penis.
Nope.
I mean, that's his life gun.
Just, I can't believe this is real. I mean, I'm. Maybe I just tripped somewhere along the way of escaping Tritus, but
Ooh, Tratus.
Tritus, yes. Oh fuck, man.
Tratus is in hell.
My head's all over the place.
Great.
He
our,
was
our job's,
down there.
Our job's done. He's dead already. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
No, it's not that.
Someone find Charos.
He went down to the City of Souls where Maddie and I were, and he had a bounty out on us. He was trying to track us down, and fortunately we met some good people, and we were able to start making an escape, but
Why does he care about you? How odd.
question
What a
we've been
thing to
kind of
say to your
asking
friend.
ourselves.
I don't care about you. You're pathetic.
Like any
I
of us.
see why you wanted to use a crowbar that you had extra to revive me.
No, I was never thinking about a crowbar. I was just surprised while looking at my inventory that I had a second crowbar.
Yes. Well, anyways, he is after Maddie, and if he's after me as well, then by extension, I fear that he might be after our entire crew.
Well, we sort of figured that with Charos on board. Well, you've been gone for a while. There's some stuff we need to get you caught up on.
Yeah? I guess, just starts me from Keeney's Palace. I thought we'd be on that depot for a lot longer than...
Yeah, I turned to the
we are.
priests. Do you mind giving us the room?
They're all grabbing each other and panting, and they slowly limp out of the room,
All
giving
right.
you a thumbs up like, "Congratulations on your revive!"
Thank you.
Thumbs up back.
So,
Thank
Jade, and Natalie? Anastasia. I knew it was some Russian name.
Natalie Rozmakov or whatever the fuck.
They have left for Elfir because they were unhappy with our leadership, and they took Baby Cal with them because I figured being with us was not a great place for him.
You let the baby go?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's really homophobic.
It turns out Tratus is Churros' brother. They're both essentially gods, whose father eats planets and galaxies for a living, and there's a magical barrier protecting this galaxy from him doing that. And Tratus, also known as Hydroxyl, is trying to destroy it, even though he built it.
Tratus
That's what I'm
is
not-
Choro's brother? Are you
Hydroxyl.
fucking kidding me?
No, I am not.
Droxel, Tratus, fucking, Zobadies Horozwara. Names are failing me at this point, as is my sanity.
Oh, I see you know the fish goddess.
Who the fuck is that? You
That's
been talking to fish now?
Oh. Yeah, we ran into some fish. We dealt with a zombie apocalypse in this very sanctuary. That's the second zombie situation we've had to deal with. I almost blew myself up. I can pilot now, so we don't have to worry about a pilot on the ship.
I feel like there's a
Also-
lot of that story that you're leaving out, but you know, I will
Also-
have plenty of time in the future to fill in the
Also,
gaps.
we filled in the rest of the crew on the entirety of what has happened between the attack on the research facility and when we met them, including our deals with a certain extra-dimensional being. Also, my
Our
name
deal?
is Osiris.
What?
Not Erebus.
Osiris.
Correct.
So you've been lying to me this whole time.
I've been lying to everyone about everything
All the time.
for like 10 years.
Reinhardt.
Yeah, I told Reinhardt like a week ago.
About a week ago. You tweaking, ho. Tweaking.
Yeah. Everyone other than Devan, give me a investigation roll. Or an insight, I should say. Insight roll.
5.
10.
5, 10,
Jamal got a 12.
12.
Is this
okay.
not Devon?
Jamal can do it with advantage.
Come on,
21.
cock.
Then 13 instead.
Perfect, cock.
What'd you get, Cock?
21.
You got 21?
Yep.
Alright, while everyone's having everyone's talking about what's happened since Devon's been gone, Cock in the back, he got his little feel of the balls, and then he sort of backed up a little bit, noticing this strange marking on naked Devon's shoulder, on his left shoulder. There's like these 3 dark marks that are like scarred into his skin, and there's this writing on it. What languages do you know?
Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Gnomish, Infernal, Orc, Turtle, and Undercommon.
Okay, well, damn.
And I currently comprehend any written language if I touch it.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like I remembered you knowing Abyssal. There is a marking on his shoulder written, property of Vorothos.
Hey, now. Our deal was he got his broom. He got the broom, so the demon went back on his deal.
Only Cock knows this.
I start
You may
Rubbing
continue your
his-
good times.
rubbing his markings.
You're getting a little too intimate here with me. You know, just came back from the dead and all. So kind of unsettling.
Yes, of course. Are the other lines in other languages?
No, the other lines are symbols that you don't understand.
Okay.
They're not a language. But they do look very abyssal.
Well, Devon, it's good to have you back.
Yes.
It's good to have a
Oh.
new friend.
Yes. Likewise. I wanted to say that I told Maddie this, that we'd have a chance to get back, but I really didn't believe it, to be honest. But
We will be
being
doing the
here
same.
now, and
Keep going.
yes. Oh, that was pretty much it. It's just seeing you all here now makes me realize that I am back. But you were saying?
We will be doing the same ritual tomorrow because it takes like 24 hours to reset for Maddie. So we will hopefully be
excellent.
bringing her back as well.
Oh, hopefully I can get to the hospital or rest area and heal up a bit more, because going to the underworld and back kind of takes it out of you a little bit.
That was the other thing. We have allied ourselves with a rival pilot to trade us to try to fight him.
No, it's good to join rivals
Really good
to
at
destroy a common enemy. So,
It is. Also, Elfir is being attacked. And the sea gorilla is possibly making its way to Elfir. And Vegarok's been bombed. The leader of the Anno fleet died. So a lot of shit's going wrong in the universe.
well, good thing that we have each other then to get through this time. And I'm glad to see every single one of you, but namely you, Jamal. You know, through thick and thin, you've always been there, and I do appreciate that. Yeah, good to have you back. I never thought that I'd see you again, if I'm honest. I didn't believe all this jibber-jabber about revivals, but there is something that we should talk about. You, me, and I would like Brawl to be there, but I think that is a conversation that must exist between us and not anyone else in this room.
It's very important.
Yeah? Okay. I guess,
Very awkward.
I guess we'll, can someone direct me towards, like, the hospital, and then maybe we could, like, talk there as I, recover a little bit more?
Sure, let's go back to the medical ward on the Bronze Phoenix.
Yeah, very good. Always good to return to the Bronze Phoenix.
All right.
I'll go pet my tortoise.
What are you guys doing with Maddie's body?
Can we leave her in the temple overnight?
Yeah, if you want to. The priests are still recovering from what they just did, but they say they will, keep Maddie protected.
Maddie can have a sleepover.
Yeah.
Just don't use her in any crazy sex orgies.
Oh, how dare you, sir? I was really excited for that before.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we have more corpses for that.
Leave them like two of your arms, Andrew. Cock, I mean.
Off my real arms. Oh, wait. Whoops. I leave bounty hunter girl's arms. Don't have too much fun.
All right. You guys head back through the portal, back on to the Aiden Keep, and you prepare for the adventures onward. And that's pretty much where we're gonna end today. I guess I will deactivate Jamal so you can activate Devan again, Nick.
Hell yeah.
And,
Wait, before we end, can I do the back and forth spitting?
you want to have the conversation between the orcs?
Yes, I think, because there might be a little bit of a dynamic change based on how this conversation goes.
Okay, sure. And you want to... I'll chime in with any brawl stuff if you want, but we'll just say that when you guys get back to the Bronze Phoenix, everyone except for Cock, who goes to visit his tortoise, you had Jamal leads Devan to their room, and you guys have a conversation.
Yes. All right. Okay, bear with me, guys. Devan, I'm just still overwhelmed. I'm just overjoyed that you are back and you are alive again. But there is just a pressing concern that has come between me and the rest of the crew, namely your two allies, Cock and the man of many names. But when we were traveling and trying to get the resources needed and everything sorted to get your body revived and have all the needs met, things were let slip of... I can't beat around the bush with this. Is the cat boy and the turtle boy said they made a deal with the demon. A demon! I just couldn't accept that. I couldn't accept that someone would do something so vile as to deal with the devil. They teach us that. Do you not remember, Devan? They teach us all about not dealing with the devil and the unholy things that can come as a result. It's one thing, but... And I refuse to accept this knowledge until I heard it from you directly. Is both Osiris and Cock said that you also made the deal with the demon. Is that true? Yes, it is true. Is when we were dealing with the zombie apocalypse, you might have heard this story already, but I'll give it to you as well, is to defeat the witches that were causing the apocalypse on Knox Hollow, we had to kind of make a deal with the devil, and at least for my end, the terms were different for everyone, but for mine, I feel ashamed to say this, but I made the deal that we would get a certain little bit of a power boost and stop the invasion, and we would make a little deal and a mission that the devil wanted us to follow. And I put up as my title of Broom Guy, which you may not even remember. Broom Guy? Who the hell is Broom Guy? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Well, there you go. And when I died, seemingly, the deal with the devil subsided. And I was revoked of my title, I was revoked of my broom. And I was left to meander through, essentially, the underworld, as I refused to make another deal with the devil. That was not a mistake that I would want to make again. And I met Maddie, some of her allies. We made it to the City of Sin eventually. Various different things happened, and then I was revived. But I know you must look down on my decision if that's how you view with contempt the decision that Cock and Osiris made. But I have contempt? Are you kidding me? I can't believe this. I believed in you, Devan. Brawl believed in you. We both believed in you. When we saw you at the depot, we were so relieved to see that you were okay, that things were fine. And now we hear that when you were doing that, it was so that you could make deals with the devil and the unholiest of people in this world? I can't believe you. There's just no way I can look at you the same way again, Devan. I'm sorry, but I wanted to hear that from you, but hearing that that is the truth, I believe it might be close to time that we part our ways. But Brawl, what do you think? I don't want to push this onto you, but what are your thoughts on this predicament?
Well, if he took the powers, does that mean that he himself is also a demon?
No, I assure you, I'm not a demon. When the offer originally was for my soul, which I did not feel comfortable giving up, because, once a demon controls your soul, you're kind of fucked, which was then why I led to giving up my title and my broom, being Broom Guy. So, I guess it was just kind of a way that I saw getting out of that situation. Don't make excuses with me! You lied! How could you do this? Devan, this will sully your image throughout all of the orcs. But namely, it will sully your reputation with me. And I can't follow you anymore. I'm sorry, but I believe soon we shall part our separate ways. Brawl, you must make a choice. Do you wish to stick with me, or do you wish to go with Devan?
Jamal, you're the only person who's ever looked at me like I wasn't an idiot. But but we went through all of this to get Devan back. Maybe there's just something we don't know. I'm scared to go on our own again. Maybe we need to find your father.
Yes. Moving as a collective will always do us some good. There was a saying that I remember someone saying of us orcs sticking together, but I guess that goes out the window once a devil is in front of you to make a deal. And hearing that really cuts into Devan and fills him with that shame and regret of me making that decision in the first place. Yes. Brawl, you're right. We seek out my father. Is not that bird still on here? Perhaps we could still find our way back using that bird.
Brawl walks over towards the cage, grabs it, and hands it out to Jamal.
Well, you've taught me kind of a valuable lesson here, Devan. It's impossible to put your faith into one man no matter how good they seem, because the devil always comes to you in the nicest way possible. So, I guess this is goodbye. Do you have anything to say to me before we part ways? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I've done. I'm sorry that it's changed the way you view me. There's nothing I can do about it now, and it seems there's nothing I can do to change your mind. So, I wish you both the best, and if our paths cross in the future, I would reiterate the same thing. So, and if there is anything I can do, please let me know. You will always be an ally at my side, and I just wish that I could have made better decisions to where it was the same way. Yes, you've made your deals, now stick with them. Let's go, Brawl.
Brawl begins to head with Jamal out the door, and then before he exits, turns back towards Devan, walks up towards him, grabs him on the shoulder, and just says, "Prove yourself again, Devan. He'll come around." And then turns around and walks out the door with Jamal. And I guess that is where we will end today's session. If you don't already have it, you may have inspiration, Nick. Holy shit. That was fucking awesome. Oh, man. We got him back, boys.
Yep.
Bittersweet.
I said we never play this game again.
Perfect idea.
Hell yeah.
It just seemed like, even with that explanation and whatnot, that was just not going to change Jamal's perspective on things. And especially hearing that it was the truth probably felt like a complete and utter betrayal to him.
Yeah, and all that stuff happened basically while Jamal was either trapped in the Vesta by the other orcs or trapped by the city of Nox Hollow. So, yeah, it's just not been it was not a good way to go, for sure.
Well, and it sucks too, because you could, Devan definitely could have made the argument of, like, me doing that, or us doing that as a collective, essentially made it so that, we were able to get all the orcs out of Nox Hollow, and
yeah.
he could have pulled I advocated for you guys, but I think Devan kind of knew he was fucked from the get-go of explaining that. But yeah, good to have Devan back, hell yeah.
Yeah, and next session, if you guys can bring Maddie back, maybe with a whole day going by without Devan around, will it be interesting to see what happens in the City of Souls. All right. Fucking A, boys.
Fucking A.
It was a good night. Good sesh of D&D, and the Nuggets won.
KD CP0 pack load.
Heck yeah, boy.